Hi all, it's Dave here. This is the first time I've posted a video about this. My system online, but I think it's worth throwing it out there for anybody wanting to try this. Quick shot of my system right now. This is all home built. All my water just comes from over here. I just added a line to get my fresh water, and then a drain all goes back into the laundry tub. Found this at instructions for this at the electric brewery. Both of my fermenters are Spike. That's their first version. Got a SS Brewtech, their glycol system, and then this is the cf10 from Spike. This is just sitting out of the way right now because I'm not using it, but I just have my own design kind of copy of the Blickman Brew Easy, and just works to get everything into this tight space. I even just used a mixing bowl for the vent. Works well. Cover that at a later time, but what I'm trying to do is dry hop, recirculating the hops, and it seems like it's working real well. It's supposed to cut the dry hop time from 3 to 5 days down to about a half a day, maybe 24 hours. I'm going to have to do some experimenting to see what works best, but this is what I've done, and I just took a sample of it, and it tastes great so far. I think I'm going to leave it on for just a couple more hours, and then I'm going to start to crash cool, add some gelatin, and hopefully when I come back from my trip in about 4 days, I'll have some butacag. So what I did, they've got 1.5" tri-clamp up on the side port, bottom port's a nice 2-inch dump. I got the sight glass as well. That really comes in handy. And what's making this so easy for me is fitting I got off of Glacier tanks. And just if you do a search for a 2-inch tri-clamp reducer down to 1.5", this is about the third one down on the list, and it actually has a 1/4-inch male thread on top, 1/2-inch male thread on the bottom, and then I was able to get the hardware at Brew Hardware. They've got just about everything, so I was able to find a fitting that allows me to put my my CO2, the gas ball lock on. I'm able to purge the system. So what I did is I hooked up this and the bottom, but I did not tighten it, so there's still a get a little bit of air around the seals. I purged the whole line at about 2 or 3 psi, and once I felt like all the air was out of the system and it was just CO2 flowing, I tightened down the clamps and shut the CO2 off, open up the top valve with the ball lock just by itself connected. As soon as I had beer flowing out backwards, I just pulled that off, opened up the bottom dump valve, and started to recirculate. Everything worked fine. Fairly confident that there's no oxygen in the system, and turned the pump off. Just used the 1.5" port to add my 2 ounces of Citra hot pellets. The mistake I made, and hopefully you won't make that too, is I started to recirculate immediately, and all those dry pellets just kind of, like a log jam, just got backed up right here. So gave it a few minutes for those to dissolve, pinch the line, and then everything worked. So if you're going to do this, give it about 15 minutes, maybe half an hour for the pellets to dissolve, and then start the recirculation. So this has been on for just over 12 hours. I just took a sample, and it tastes great. And it's amazing how quickly all the hop oils, the aroma, the flavor gets into the beer without having to wait that 5 days. So totally worth it. I will report back, let everybody know how it has turned out, but I think it's going to be something that's worth trying, and hopefully you'll like it too. So let me know what you think, and enjoy.